I don't know another NBA draft with this much intrigue since the 07 Odin Durant draft. That draft had those two out-of-this-world talents, but it was also littered with players we knew would be high-impact players. Al Horford, Jeff Green, Mike Conley Jr., Joakim Noah, and Corey Brewer. This was a draft where you obviously wanted to be in the top 2, but being in the top 10 would get you one of these players who all would have long careers and 3 of which were all-stars. That's what this draft currently looks like. We have one out-of-this-world player in Cooper Flagg. In my opinion, this is the best overall American prospect since Anthony Davis. This kid is something special. Elite defense, great instincts, and improving offensive skill set, and he has an unbelievable motor. Oh, and not to mention, he reclassified in high school, so he should be coming off his senior prom, not dominating college basketball. So again, capital S special. But after him, we have more interesting prospects. Is Dylan Harper a franchise lead guard in the Darren Williams mold? Is VJ Edgecombe the second coming of Victor Oladipo? Can Derek Queen put all the tools together to become a franchise-changing big man? And is Igor Demin going to get back to that top 5 prospect status and be an absolute steal in the mid to late first round? Those plus many more are the reason this draft is much more than the one elite prospect. Let's get into the 4 major questions I have about what's going to happen on draft night. The last one holds the key to the entire night, so make sure you stick around for that one. First up is, what do the Brooklyn Nets do? The Nets own 4 picks in the first round, number 8, 19, 26, and 27. Are they really going to use all those picks and bring 4 rookies into camp?
Would like to take notes while I take totes of them.
I don't know about you, but I highly doubt that is going to happen. If this was the NFL draft, I would put my entire life savings on them trading into the top 3 to 4 picks, but that's just not how the NBA works. They could use those picks and some of their players, mainly Cam Johnson and or Nick Claxton, to move up in the draft. I've mentioned them using Cam and the number 8 to move up to number 3 with Philadelphia. If they target a player who they think is a dude, then that's the play. If they stay put at number 8 or do that Philly trade, they still have 3 more picks to play with. This is where teams without a first round pick come into the picture. Teams like the Lakers, Warriors, Nuggets, and Kings. Do these teams try to get back in the first round to target a player that could help them win right away, like a Nate Clifford or Walter Clayton Jr.? This would be a way for the Nets to use these current picks to get future picks. For aging, expensive teams, getting cheap talent is huge in staying competitive in this new salary cap era we're in. The Nets hold the keys to the end of the first round, so seeing what they do with those picks could be very intriguing. Number 2 is, do the Phoenix Suns try to get their pick back? The Houston Rockets own this year's Suns number 10 and their 2027 first round pick. The Suns have been wildly disappointing with this Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal trio, especially this past season, with not even making the play-in games. So do they expect to just run it back and hope for a different result? I'm pretty sure that is the exact definition of insanity. The Suns front office has said multiple times that they have no plans to trade Devin Booker. They see him as a Sun for life, so that leaves Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant. Well, they tried and tried at the trade deadline to get anything for Beal, and I mean anything, and not one team was even remotely interested, so that leaves Durant. There will be many teams wanting Durant, but he will be 37 at the start of next season, so what can teams realistically expect from him? Having him as your number 1 to 2 player haven't fared well for the Suns, so why would other teams think it would be different for them? Will the Suns try to use Durant to reset the team, get their picks back, and rebuild on the fly around Sun for life Devin Booker, or is Houston holding that pick for Giannis, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, or another bigger fish than a player who was in the 2007 draft?
Hey, that's pretty good.
The third big question is, what are the 76ers going to do? Now, I made a video recently about how I think they need to use the number 3 pick and contracts to get another impact player to help win now, but the word on the street is about them going the other way, keeping the pick and building around Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. That would mean Joel Embiid and Paul George would be available, but I don't see many teams sprinting like Usain Bolt to the phone asking about those two injury-riddled players. That's what makes this so intriguing to me. The East is the lesser of the conferences by far, and the best player in the conference is out for the season in Jason Tatum. If, and it is an Empire State Building sized if, they can keep Embiid healthy and get Paul George to actually play like Paul George again, then they are a legit team in the East. So are they going to bank on that giant if and trade the pick for a known impact player, or do they keep the pick and focus on the future? See what I mean? This is super intriguing. And the biggest question by far is, what are the Spurs going to do at 2? First reports out of San Antonio were that they really liked Dylan Harper and thought he could fit well with Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle and newly acquired De'Aaron Fox. And I had to agree with them, as the playoffs have shown us you need multiple playmakers, but the new rumblings are they're looking at options to make a win-now move. Honestly, I can't blame them. Wemby is awesome, like top 8 player in the world kind of awesome. Adding Fox was a win-now move already, so why not do this one too? Well, here's the important part of this, and I almost don't want to say it and speak it into existence, but the track record of giant skinny big men playing basketball and staying healthy is not good. Bill Walton was a top 5 player in the league when he got hurt and never got back there. Ralph Sampson was unable to reach what could have been due to multiple injuries, and Yao Ming only played 8 seasons before his body just stopped. Now, I hear you're asking about more recent players. Okay, Kristaps Porzingis is always hurt. The Knicks, Mavs, and Wizards all traded him because of the injuries. Chet Holmgren missed his whole first year and only played 32 games this season, and again, I hate even talking about this because it makes me nauseous even saying it, but it's the reality of life being that big and playing this sport.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
If you have a player as good as Wemby is right now with that unfortunate history out there, you have to go for it when you can. The West is a gauntlet, but Wemby is so crazy good and still on his rookie contract that the Spurs may have to speed up this process a little bit faster than some of their young guys can mature. Does this mean making a run at Giannis, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, or another really good to great veteran to help? It might, but the Spurs have never been the organization to do that. Again, can you see why this is so intriguing? These are the 4 major questions on my mind heading into this awesome draft. Draft week may be the most consequential one for the league in years, so how it plays out will shape the next 10 plus years in the NBA. You know another draft that had a huge impact on the league? A draft that had 3 all-NBA level guards in it? 3 guards who are all no longer with the teams that drafted them? Check out my 2018 redraft to get all the juicy details. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe because it helps us bring content just like this to you every single week, and with the NBA, everything's on a swivel. So stay tuned and we'll see you next time.